I honestly think it's a shame, honestly, because you have the biggest artists in the world, in my opinion, and in most people's opinion, and then you have the greatest player in the NFL in the world, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion. You have Drake on one end, who's a top artist in the world, Mr. Certified Lover Boy, Champagne Poppy himself, and on the other end, you got Patrick Mahomes the second, who the reason why I say the second is because Patrick Mahomes Sr. be having a lot going on in his life. So we're gonna always say the second to focus on the main character here. Patrick Mahomes, quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs. He is right now known as the second greatest player of all time behind the one and only great and GOAT, Tom Brady. Me personally, I feel as if with Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes, their gap is not that far. But then after last night and after seeing Patrick Mahomes play for his third Super Bowl straight, it all of a sudden feels as if the gap is still that far. And during out that Super Bowl performance, during out the Super Bowl game, Tom Brady was flexing. He was flexing his muscles. He was flexing his rings. He was flexing his success. And even though he is a fan of Patrick Mahomes, even though he does talk to Patrick Mahomes all the time and is always cheering for Patrick Mahomes, a part of me really does feel like the dark side of Tom Brady really does feel like he doesn't want any of this success to happen for this young man. Not only does he not want any of this success to happen, but not this damn fast. And what Patrick Mahomes is doing is rewriting history in a certain level of speed to where it makes you uncomfortable about what anybody else has done beforehand. Patrick Mahomes the second had a chance last night. He didn't accomplish it, but he had a chance last night to become the first ever quarterback and team to be win three straight Super Bowls and then have a three-peat in the sport of football. Now, we have seen three-peats in other sports, especially basketball. But in football, in a sport that's so physical, in a sport that means so much to so many fans in such a deep, deep way that we can't really express or explain, nobody has ever done a three-peat championship, and this man was on the verge. I'm talking about was on right there on the doorstep of doing something historically known and historically great. Half of me felt like Patrick Mahomes was going to win the Super Bowl because of how hard this steep is and this step is in your career and in football period, and somebody had to break it. Records are meant to be broken, and somebody needed to break it. And I personally felt like this was going to be the time and the moment that Patrick Mahomes break it. Not only did the whole NFL season felt like it was set up for the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl, because throughout the season we all saw and felt that the referees were cheating. Every call was going their way. They kept winning games that they wasn't supposed to win. And it just felt like, besides the AFC Championship when they just simply beat out the Buffalo Bills, it felt as if Patrick Mahomes was set up to be the first ever three-peat quarterback and three-peat team in NFL history. And honestly, if he would have did that, it honestly would have messed up and honestly made Brady almost automatically drop to number two instantaneously at that. And that would have rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, especially people in New England. Now, on the other hand, you have Drake, the biggest artist in the world. And last night in the Super Bowl, his arch nemesis, Kendrick Lamar, performed in a halftime show. Now, what I will say about Kendrick Lamar is that on his biggest stage, on the biggest moment of his life, on the biggest impact he had on the music industry and in his music career, he made it about another man. And I honestly felt like that was his biggest mistake, because you had all the eyes on you. And if you look and if you see throughout the entire stadium, it's quiet in there. And if you hear, it's quiet in there until he performs one song. And it's the one song that got him 5 Grammys in one night. And that's the most Grammys ever by an artist in one night. Honestly, Kendrick has been put in a spot, in an ugly position that he does not recognize as a stepping stool to take down one man in the industry that has gotten too big for labels and label success and label money. And the leverage that Drake has built for himself makes all these labels and people at the top in the music industry and people behind Billboard, Apple Music, Spotify. These are people who are billionaires, millionaires, who don't like the power that one artist is having. On top of that, when these people, these billionaires and these millionaires are making these artists famous, they're making these artists rich. They're literally writing the checks and posting them and promoting them in certain ways to push them up to make them successful. So it rubs a lot of people the wrong way when you have one man and one artist who is starting to receive $500, $600 million contracts that are worth more than NBA contracts or similar, or worth more than NFL contracts or similar, or worth more or similar to baseball contracts, to which we all know, we all see the $500, $600, $700 million deals that they do over there and throwing in baseball. So don't even get me started with baseball money. But in the music industry, you don't never see deals this big. In the music industry, Drake is almost like as if he's trying to have lunch and dinner with like the music commissioner. You know, it would be as if Patrick Mahomes is trying to consistently every day trying to have lunch and dinner with Roger Goodell, the NFL commissioner. It rubs a lot of people the wrong way. It makes it look like the top is not the top, and that we're on the same level, and it never should be like that between artist and label or artist and industry. You get what, that's exactly what's going on. You get what I'm saying? So last night, Kendrick Lamar, he had a halftime performance. I honestly didn't have a problem with the stage, and I honestly didn't have a problem with a lot of everything that he did with the red, white, and blue and the performance. But as far as the music and what the songs that was chosen, and the fact that it was all that he was only chosen to do the halftime performance because of how hot he is, because of a rap beef and because of another man, it made me uncomfortable to watch, notice. And if he doesn't notice it, or even like, how do you not know? I get it. Now, if you never had this success before, you never had this type of love before from your city, from the industry, from black people, from white people, from any people, then of course that this for you probably, it's really hard to be in the middle of something like this and be in the middle of a spotlight like this, ignore it, not take advantage of it, or not dive all the way into it because the opportunity has presented itself to you. But the problem is that now the whole world already looks at you as you only shine because another human, not because of what the work that you did or what you grinded and did, but because of another human being. This to me, unfortunately, gives no credit to Kendrick and gives more power to Drake. Now, right now, Drake is, dealing with a lot of the minor things with dating younger women. He put in a lawsuit on the Not Like Us track, which a lot of people didn't like. He's been sleeping with a lot of rappers and athletes' wives and people, millionaires and billionaires' wives, ruining a lot of relationships. He's been at the top of the charts, and album sales are much more. And he's been bragging about and mentioning about how he's made artists, and how a lot of people in the world brag about how every artist, if Drake's on it, it's Drake's track now. And that rubs a lot of people the wrong way, even if you're a millionaire or a billionaire. Now, and I'm not in the music industry, and I'm not even in the fashion industry, the celebrity industry, none of that. And I don't want to be. But if I was in that industry, then the only thing that I would want to be known and be felt as if I'm known as if is I came up on my own. And I came up on my ideas and my songs or my movies or my cartoons or whatever it is in the entertainment business, whatever it is you're entertaining, whatever it is you're doing, you want to easily and without a doubt have people know and feel like it came directly from you, not from another person pushing you up, not a person bringing you up. I completely understand somebody helping you along the way, somebody seeing your potential and telling you, hey, I see your potential. I want to collab with you along the way. That's not nobody handing you a silver spoon or a plastic spoon or a gold spoon, platinum spoon. That's not nobody handing you anything. That's somebody saying, hey, I already seen the work that you do. I like your work and I want to collab with you. Even though I'm bigger than you and I have more money than you, your work is worth something and I want to be a part of it. That is what the level that I would want to reach if I was in that industry in any way or in any category. Not I get into it with somebody in my field, whatever field it is, I get into it with somebody that is bigger than me or has more money than me, opposed to how everybody views this beef between me and you. I get into it with somebody, and then after that, I'm now used as a stepping stone to try to take down that person because they are too big in that field, and the people above both of us don't want you to be on the same level as them, or even damn sure not me to get on the same level as them in any way, shape, or form. So that is why it made me very uncomfortable that Kendrick is at the halftime performance and he's being put in all this spotlight, won all these Grammys, and is making it look like Drake is losing to the entire world and putting a lot of doubt on Drake's credibility to the music industry, to being black, to anything to do with Drake. It's just take him down in any way, shape, or form. Now, Patrick Mahomes and Drake is losing to the world right now because Patrick Mahomes should have been a three-peat champion, and he has did all those wins over the season that wasn't supposed to be wins. It caught up to him. Drake is losing on the other hand because Drake can't get over this Kendrick situation, and filing a lawsuit is not what you want to do. When you are in the music industry and you in a rap beef, you should just drop another track and drop another track until you win or until you feel like you win. I'm a huge Drake fan, huge Patrick Mahomes fan, but it's unfortunate to me how they are losing to the world in ways that they had control and dropped the ball and fumbled the ball and threw the ball away. Like Patrick Mahomes did last night, like Drake did with the lawsuit, and now how both of them are seen as at the top of their field. Every single day is starting to feel more normal and normal and normal to society and not be in the spotlight of everybody's eyes. If you are new here and you enjoyed this video or anything that I said, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment of your choice. Even if you didn't enjoy it, I want to hear what you have to say. If you are returning, thank you again for watching. I appreciate you the most.